Hmm. Hello everyone, a very logical day to all of you. And yes, this is the starting of a new week. So definitely we'll come up with a new resolution, right? So what we have to do this week is that apart from reading the first article or the editorial of Indian Express, try reading one more article, say from the Hindu, right? Why? Because you need to graduate now. So we have been doing this since January. So it is January, February, March, April. The month is almost to the end. So 4 months we have been doing this. So now we need to transfer or rather graduate a little, you can say. So start reading, getting into the habit of reading an opinion from elsewhere. That is, start from the Hindu, or you can read one Hindustan Times article or Economic Times, whatever you are comfortable with or you are not comfortable with. Start reading that so that you can get a set of new words, you can say, right? So just this week, for this week, we'll start, we are doing this Indian Express only, but you need to start reading one more article from the Hindu, apart from listening to this recording, right? So let's see what we have today. Arrested, finally. Now that small punctuation in between, arrested is stated, finally, you can infer many things from this word finally. So what can we understand is that they were on the chase and then finally that person got arrested. तो पिछले कुछ दिनों में चेस पे कौन था, कौन दौड़ रहा था, किसका पीछा कर रहे थे, और फिर उसे अरेस्ट किया गया. So Amritpal Singh, yes, you remember that the self-styled leader of a purported new movement seems to have come 3 days ago when his wife was questioned at Amritsar airport and for Khalistan has finally been arrested, ending a 27-day long chase in Punjab and searches in Haryana and Delhi, during which he seemed to pop up on cameras only to outwit the police at every step. Pop up at cameras, on cameras would mean some way or the other he would come and he would either be seen or rather show himself purposely, that is, on camera only to outwit the police at every step. Outwit the police, that means he was far ahead of the police, not very far, but finally he got caught. So the turning point prevented from boarding a flight to London. Right, so you can understand the word turning point. मतलब वैसे तो वो दौड़ लगा रहा था पुलिस उसके पीछे, लेकिन कहाँ पे ये रोक लगी, कहाँ पे कहानी में ट्विस्ट आया, that is the turning point, and it was when he was prevented from boarding a flight to London. So in keeping with the rebellious bluster that marked his public style, Singh sought to leverage his arrest on Sunday morning as an act of defiance. He gave himself up at a Gurdwara in Road, the birthplace of Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale, who ran Sikh militancy for Khalistan until he was killed in an attack by the army on the Golden Temple. Singh had appointed himself, named himself as a leader of the Sikh Pride group, Waris Punjab De, at the same Gurdwara some months ago, but in Punjab, where his sudden appearance from Dubai, his country of residence, for several years evoked more suspicion. Right, evoke means to bring out. वो जब इतने सालों के बाद दुबई से रहने के बाद भी, when he came here, right, this raised suspicion, evoked suspicion उसको कहते हैं, to bring out suspicion than admiration or reverence. Reverence is respect. So it was not that the people respected him for this and all, no. They did not admire him also, but then they saw him with suspicion. His rhetoric has found hardly an echo. Hardly means not much, right? And echo would mean the things or the feelings are reciprocated. तो वो नहीं आया, ठीक है? So that means whatever he was saying about this Waris Punjab Day and coming from Dubai and doing all this, but it's about Khalistan, so there were not many people who were taking him seriously. So I hope you have understood this, the point of this first paragraph, right? So rebellious bluster that marked his public style. ठीक है, तो रिबेलियस था और ब्लस्टर ने इतना हो हल्ला कर देना, chaos कर देना, बिल्कुल, that is keep people. He came into news very often. Very often, often. Now, it begs the question as to how and why the Bhagwan Man government allowed a non-entity to become a person capable of roiling the state in or out of jail. Another mystery is why no red flags went up in Delhi the entire time that Singh was building himself up. No red flags went up, going up would mean danger, isko kyun nahi bola? Right? And why did this Man government allow a non-entity to become a person like this? Why did this thing happen? Though the Modi government knows only too well Punjab's importance as a border state. Now that the hunt for Singh has ended, it is time for the political leadership both at the state and centre to take stock of their own long-standing failure to address the public resentment in Punjab, especially among the youth, a failure that opportunistic rabble-rousers seek to channel for their own ends. This is the major point of the author, where he says that, see, the government is aware that Punjab is a border state. The problem that the Punjab youth are facing, that has to be taken care of. That problem has to be addressed because it has been a failure for them, and this becomes an opportunity for others. Right? So, for others would mean who? The rabble rousers. What do? They seek to channel that problem for their own ends. Right? तो rabble rousers कौन होंगे? ये हमें समझ में आ जाता है कि जो पॉलिसी या जो गवर्नमेंट के खिलाफ लोगों को भड़काते हैं, वो rabble rousers हो गए. The short-sightedness of Punjab's political parties has led to the public cynicism with politics itself in a predominantly agrarian state, beset by the decreasing returns from agriculture. Or because agriculture is not so profitable now, decreasing returns होते जा रहे हैं, पहले के जैसे नहीं था, तो अब because it is an agrarian state, so what is the problem now? It is the unemployment, it is the youth, it is the drugs. If you remember these the articles related to this topic only, we had understood that the youth in the Punjab state is quite rebellious. And why is it rebellious? Because of the problems that the youth is facing, right? So the people in Punjab know better than to follow a Pied Piper who sells dreams of separatism, right? Now, if you remember the story of Pied Piper, सुनी होगी या पढ़ी होगी, अगर नहीं पढ़ी है तो उसको पढ़ लेना. शॉर्ट स्टोरी है, राधा एक पोएम जैसी है कि जहाँ पे पाइप टाइगर ने बांसुरी बजाई, फ्लूट बजाया, और सारे चूहे जो थे वो दौड़ के आ जाते हैं, ब्लैक रैट्स, ब्राउन रैट्स, व्हाइट रैट्स एंड रेड रैट्स एंड एवरीथिंग, राइट? यू रीड दैट poem, you will enjoy reading that, right? It's a Pied Piper. So who sells dreams of separatism? That means what? That he was talking about Khalistan, and there would be people in Punjab who at least have their minds in place, you can say, that they are not going for that, they are not taking it, or they are not digesting that, the thought process that he is selling. Why? Because separatism is not there, not in the line now, and secondly, they don't want to just follow dreams. But this particular part was initially told to the government that, see, the government should focus on this, that people like Amritpal Singh would come and mislead the youth there because the youth is facing all this problem. So better the government should take care of the youth and the problems that the youth is facing. Okay? Why? Because the people in Punjab do not want to go through those atrocities again जो शुरुआत में हुई थी इनका खालिस्तान के टाइम पे, जिसकी वजह से ये प्रॉब्लम हुआ. So they have been there before. This is what he is saying. They have been there before and are only too aware that such bluster isn't the answer to any of the unaddressed imperatives of governance. Bluster का मतलब, as I said earlier, rebellious bluster था. इतना हुआ करना, इतना शोर शराबा करना, एक particular word को, एक particular thought process को लेके, That is not the answer to any of the unaddressed imperatives, means essentials. So according to the author, tackling the drug issue, tackling the unemployment issue, tackling the agrarian part issue जो है for the farmers, all this should be addressed and not so that the people do not go towards that separatism. ठीक है? Next, political elites of Punjab have to do better by their constituents than engage in constant calculations on how to combine or divide the Sikhs and Hindus for a winning ticket at elections. It would be unfortunate if the Amritpal Singh episode is used to open up religious fault lines for electoral needs in a sensitive state. That means they should not use religion in this political case. Bordering a country that is always looking for a chance to stir trouble in India. You can know what country we are talking about in this paragraph. So the Sikh clergy has to step up to the plate now and must not allow itself to be guided by charlatans who seek to use religion to win a following for nefarious agendas. Nefarious would be like evil, you can say, right? Charlatan would be a trickster, you can say. So trickster हो सकता है, imposter हो सकता है, quack हो सकता है, right? Con man बोल सकते हैं. Right? So these are like imposters, these are tricksters who want to trick the people into following that. In this case, it is the dream of Khalistan that these people are showing. और self-appointed है, self-anointed है, वो भी नहीं होना चाहिए. That is what the author is saying, that the people, or rather the clergy must not allow the people to be guided by such charlatans or imposters. So we have 3 paragraphs, we have 3 ideas. Let's combine them and see. So Amritpal Singh's nefarious agendas have few takers in Punjab. So we have 2 things. One, nefarious is evil. Right? तो उसके एजेंडा क्या है अमृतपाल सिंह का, ये नकली नेगेटिव सोचते हैं. और few takers का मतलब not many. So there are not many people who are going to buy this separatism theory. And political class must draw the line harder. That means it has to be quite strict now around such characters. ठीक है, ये था author का काम, that the government must be strict. The government knows what these people are doing, so the government should be handling them very strictly. So you have 3 paragraphs, 3 lines. Evil agenda, not many takers, and the government must be strict. Well, what can the government do or what should it do? ये हो गया. Right? Go on. Coming to the vocabulary, here we have nefarious is wicked, evil, and you have one better word for it, reprehensible. Outwit, wit का मतलब होता है अक्कल कितनी है हमारे पास. He is a witty person, quite cunning, quite sharp. Outwit somebody मतलब उससे ज्यादा आगे तेजी से अपना दिमाग चलाना, उसे outwit कहेंगे. Outwit. तो outsmart हो गया, beat हो गया, outfox हो जाता है. Bluster is a rage or a blow. Anointed is smeared. Spoiled जिसे कहते हैं ना धब्बा लग जाना, वैसा. Rhetoric is a grandiloquence or bombastic. Pompous you can say. So pomposity हो जाएगा, पर pompous लिख लो अभी. Roiling is mixing, churning, agitating. Rabble rousers, inflaming the emotions of a crowd for public reasons. अभी हमने कहा था rabble rousers होता है मतलब लोगों को भड़काने वाला, उकसाने वाले. Agrarian, agriculture से relate कर सकते हैं हम, farming. Pied Piper, I told you, it's a poem, so kindly read it, it will be good. Rebellious nature, incontrollable, recalcitrant. Incontrollable, easy word है, recalcitrant तुम लिख सकते हो. ठीक है, somebody who cannot be controlled. Imperatives, essentials हो सकते हैं, तो laws and necessities we can write. Right? Imperative is something that is required, definitely required. So definitely required. Right? Chalo. That is all for today. Thank you, and I hope you remember your resolution. For this week, read one article from the Hindu. And there are many articles which are suggested also. Most of you might be reading also. But then still, those who are not reading will read one additional article from the Hindu. And that's all for today. So have a logical week ahead. Thank you. मैं जाके वो शीट देख लूँ. अरे 3:30